My database is finally in the ready state. It took quite a while, but it's still in the backing up, but I think I can connect to it. So let's try, okay? So you wanna come to the database and then copy this endpoint, okay? And first what I'm gonna do is, before going to anything, I'm gonna paste that in my notepad, okay? Now I'm using a software called SQL Server Management Studio to connect to the database, right? And basically enable CDC. So I'm gonna click on connect database engine, and then over here, let's see if this works. That's the question. The password is ATMIN1234 5. That's the one I added. Click on remember me, and let's try connect. Congratulations, you are officially in. All right, so that did work. Okay, now I'm gonna press Control N on my keyboard, which will open up a script pad where I can type some SQL code. So the first thing is, I need to create a database. I'm gonna create a database called EDW, which stands for Enterprise Data Warehouse, or whatever you want. Just call it foo, whatever, doesn't matter. Cannot find the stored procedure. Wait, I'm trying to create that's weird. Oh yeah, that worked. Okay, yeah, it's still in the back. Yeah, it worked. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'll basically click on refresh. So I should be seeing the database called EDW. That's the one that I see. Great. Now you have a database. Now we need to create a table. So now let's do that. So you'll have the snippets again. So I'm gonna create a table called invoice. Again, you can have hundreds or thousands of table in that. Doesn't I'm just creating one for learning or teaching purposes here. Again, same thing. So what you want to do, if you get this error, you see this drop down here, you want to click on the drop down and select your EDW database and now execute it. There you go. Works fine, right? So now let me expand that. Let me see if I see that table over here. Hopefully I should. I know it's a little tiny, the font size, but don't worry. Here in the scratchpad, you will see what I'm doing. So I'm gonna right click and do select top 1000. I shouldn't have any data points here. So again, we have a database, we have a table, and now we're gonna insert some fake dummy data just to basically see if everything is working fine. And then we're gonna set up the CDC pipeline. So I'm gonna come here. So in my, you'll have a code called python.py, main.py. This is a file that I wrote which will generate some fake data and insert into the database. So come to the main file, and over here you wanna change the endpoint. So I'm gonna go to my notes and copy that new endpoint that I had. Replace this one over here. All right, and then simply run this. So this basically should insert into that table that we just created, and then you can see it works fine. And if I execute this command, hey, there you go. Oh, event name, yeah, that's fine. Event name is no, because we didn't put anything. But yeah, you have your invoice ID, your item ID, your category, etc., everything, right? So basically you have all that data points. Let me just make sure, why was the event name? Yeah, I want to remove the event name. So what I'm gonna do is, I will basically, where is the database? I wanna drop this. So I want to drop this. Let's drop, because I don't want to put an event name for this. All right, so that's done, and I'm gonna again create my data table called invoice again. So put this one here, and then execute this one. Okay, that's good. And now again, I'm gonna run my Python file. Okay, sorry for the confusion. I just removed a column because I don't need that. All right, so that's done. And if I go back, if I execute this, oh yeah, the event name is not there, my bad. So let's try this. God damn it, hold on. All right, so I'm gonna just right click and click on 1000 rows here. Yeah, so basically now it looks good, okay? So, okay, just summarizing in case you got confused. We made a database called EDW, right? We made a table called invoice, and the SQL command is given to you, so you don't have to worry about it, right? And then basically we run the Python file called main.py. This Python file, you have to put your username, the password on the connection string. This will essentially insert some sample data into the table that I just mentioned. So basically the exercise was to make sure that everything is working, the connection is fine, we're able to see some data, and now we are gonna set the CDC pipeline. All right, so all of that, great, perfect. All right, so now the next steps, right? We wanna set up a CDC pipeline. So in order to enable CDC change data capture on this particular table, we have to execute certain stored procedure. I'm gonna do that, and these stored procedure will be given to you in the description section in GitHub repository or some notes. Okay. So first I'm gonna execute that one by one. Okay. So just pay attention now. All right. So coming back to notes. Not this one, not this one. Where is that? Yeah. So the first one is I'm gonna execute this one. Exec msdb dbo rds cdc enable db, and then the database name. My database name is edw, so I'm gonna do that. So let's go. So I'm gonna execute that one over here. Okay, I'm gonna click on the execute button, and cdc has been enabled on the database edw. Okay, so good job. First step done. Check. All right, next step, execute this stored procedure. So I'll do this one. So here you gotta put your table name. So again, my table name is dbo.invoice. Whatever you have, you can put that one in. So I'm gonna execute this stored procedure. Let's see. All right, it's got an error. All right, so I guess there was a white space or something. And this is gonna take a couple of seconds to basically, enable that. So just be patient on that. All right, congratulations. All right, then the last step is basically this one. We gotta execute this one over here, capture polling interval, and then gonna execute, and that's it. So you have successfully enabled CDC on your SQL Server table, which means now we can use DMS to capture, insert, update, delete happening on the table, and bring that into the raw zone. All right, let's get started with that part. So the next part is the DMS.